Do you really want to listen to my story? I will warn you that mine is not appealing. It is though one similar to those that have fallen in the ears of many teachers, parents, and friends, yet not much has been achieved. My story, I warn you, it's dark and twisted. The thoughts of my experience still sneak into my exhausted mind in the middle of the night, causing me restless, terror, and sleepless nights. You see, my 3 friends and I have a very strong friendship bond. But that once strong, unbreakable bond changed by these 3 little words that keep haunting each one of us. But for some reason, their seemingly few words have caused our story to be dark, twisted, and undesirable. Let's go to where it all started. My friend Crystal has been getting bullied for some time now. But the sad part is, she was too embarrassed to tell any of us. She felt alone, misunderstood. She was feeling guilty too. Because she was getting one of the worst types of bullying, cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is people who don't think it can exist and be hurtful because there's a block button. Someone sits in front of a computer, sends hateful messages, and assumes no one is getting hurt because they can't see the ones they're hurting. What they don't know is, regardless of the hurt and lies, are adversely affected, especially those who are the victim. Crystal went through this, plus other episodes of bullying so many times during her school life. It was a series of sad events. Unfortunately, this dragged Crystal to where she is today. Miserable, embarrassed, and frustrated. Crystal has become antisocial and distanced herself from her best friends and her family. Her grades were lowering, causing her to become more sad. She's doubling her worth. Her friends have not succeeded to get her to reveal what was wrong, but thanks to the lifelong friendship bond, and several weeks later, Crystal finally shared with her friends what was wrong. Her friends encouraged her not to pay attention to the bullies, and she finally listened by deleting all of her accounts. It began as a usual happy day for the Lane family. Kira's mom rushing in to wake her up, her eating breakfast, trying to hasten things up in order to get to school on time. But that was about to change. As she left her home to catch her bus ride, she was experiencing her worst nightmare. The bullies, who had always tormented her at school. Kira kept hiding, clinging to the hope that they hadn't seen her, not realizing the reality of what was going on. Her hopes shattered as she heard their voices approaching her. Kira heard the painful comments of her future relation with their fists and kicks, and the laughter of the pain they will suffice her. During this time, her friends had been searching for her because she had not arrived to the bus and she was running very late. They called and searched all possible places she could be in, with no luck of finding her. They looked in one last spot.
Where's she?
I don't know, she's been missing for hours.
Upon finding her, they
I know,
felt so
where?
sorry for their friend, for it was not a pleasant
her?
sight.
I think
She
so.
was so beaten up that it was hard to even recognize her. Kira's face bruised, blood oozing from all over her body, as though it was the last hope to live. Kira had passed out. I just remember Kira's frightened, desperate eyes as she closed them, hoping to escape the world. We called the police, and she was rushed to the hospital. We found out that despite everything, she made it, but that left her scarred for life. Our once joyful friend was wounded and distraught.
You open the door, young man.
No, Dad, no!
You open the door, young man. Open the door, young man.
Kira had no other choice except to run for her life, knowing there would be a painful danger if they had reached her. So she ran with all her might and all the strength she had gathered.
Hey, Joel, let me tell you who you are. You are a freak. You are a weirdo. You are everything wrong with the world. Back to the waste, taking up everyone's hair. And the worst of all, you are worthless.
She stood out in the crowd, was a little too loud, but that's why we love her. She's not like other girls, she could have conquered the world until you broke her down. Are you happy now that she's on the ground? And do you realize the words you sing are poison? Are you happy now that you brought her down? And she's thinking that she won't fit in 'cause you said something's wrong with her. Are you happy now? He likes science, not sport. He knew what he's here for. He's not like you. You was done to you. Is that why you do what you do? Well, that's no excuse. And if it felt like hell to you, then why'd you wanna put them through what hurt you? Are you happy now that you brought them down? I don't think so. Are you happy now that they're on the ground? And do you realize the words you say make bruises? Are you happy now that you brought them down? And they're thinking that they won't fit in 'cause you said something's wrong with them. Are you happy now? Are you happy now? Happy now that she's on the ground? And do you realize the words you say make bruises? Are you happy now that you brought her down? And she's thinking that she won't fit in 'cause you said something's wrong with her. Are you happy now? Are you happy now?
You want to know why I wanted to kill myself? You want to know why I was fed up with those 3 little words? It was because of the bullies. They kept saying the same words over and over again like a broken CD player. Those 3 words are engraved in my mind. My friendship was broken. It was so strong that an earthquake couldn't even break it, and it was broken as fast as shattered, fragile glass. I just couldn't take it anymore. I was done.
Oh wow, I get it. I was bullied as a child, but I never took it this far. You know, these bullies do this because they're insecure and often bullied at home. I'm not defending them. I'm just saying, killing yourself with them would do you no good. They're just another people who barely know you and barely care about you. Hurting me or killing yourself would only hurt you. I know you're hurting and I understand. There's a different way, a different path. We and so many other programs can help you deal with this. You don't have to go through this anymore. Next time you want to do something like this, think about this. Are they worth it?
Based on statistics, many students are dropped out of school because of bullying. Can you please tell us what has helped you to remain focused and show up in school every day?
Well, what has helped me throughout the school year was I made a bunch of new friends, and those friends were really school oriented, so it really helped. During after school activity, I started swimming, and I met a lot of new people through that. And through that, I kind of forgot about what's happening at the house. And through that, I met a lot of new people, and it was a lot of fun.
So, as seen in the movie, you were a bully who hurt people because of the pain you felt when your dad physically bullied you. So, what do you think, from a bully point of view, would have been the better alternative of dealing with the pain you experienced instead of projecting it on others?
Well, the better option would have been to grab a few new friends, maybe do something away from the house, do things that would make you be distracted, and not to the point where you don't think of that, just think of happy stuff.
So, what do you feel that teachers or administrators would have needed to do in a similar situation to make bullying decrease for both students and have a better outcome shown?
Well, I guess first they can start paying attention to the students, like maybe have a little suggestion box that kids can put their little suggestions into. Just so like sometimes the kids may not want to talk to people directly, so they leave a little note. That way, it'd be more likely for them to be able to discuss their problems. I remember I used to have a friend. She's no longer with us. She moved because of how bad the bullying here was. The administration wasn't able to do much, so I had to take matters into my own hands for that one. Long story short, she left, and I'm still here. But long story short, yeah. If they had paid more attention, it would have been a little better.
Hi. After facing a lot of obstacles that was accompanied with being bullied, what would you have wished the teachers and administrators would have done better to stop people from bullying you?
I wish that they would have done something, anything. They could have talked to the bully, they could have given the bully a suspension or a detention, or tried to learn more about the bully to know why they're bullying me. But the people who were in charge of handling the situation didn't do anything. They just swept it under the rug like it never happened. And they do that with a lot of students.
Based on your experience on this subject, can you please discuss your view on anti-bullying programs laid down by schools' systems?
I feel that anti-bullying rules don't have enough variation. There are many different kinds of bullies, so there should be many different rules to handle these bullies. I feel that someone who teases someone a few times in the lunchroom shouldn't be given the same punishment as the bully that treats someone poorly online and in real life and at home.
So, what would you rate as the greatest hindrance to the effectiveness of the solution already in place?
I think that the biggest problem is that the people who are handling the situations are the guidance counselors. So not only are they there to see the victim succeed, but they're also there to see the bully succeed in life. So they have a bias. They want that bully to not get in trouble, but they also want that victim to get better. And they struggle to find how to help the victim without punishing the bully.
Do you think the parents are doing enough in trying to tackle the bullying problems in schools?
I think parents always try their best when they learn that their child is being bullied. They always try to get involved so that it stops immediately to prevent further psychological damage. So, to answer your question is yes, I think they are doing enough to tackle this problem.
What do you feel the teachers or parents should do in the future to help kids with bullying instead of being bystanders?
They should always be involved, always know what their kids are doing every day. They should always know what's going on, always hearing the rumors and taking those rumors into consideration. The parents should always be asking questions constantly so it doesn't get out of control. The teachers should always, be aware of what's going on in their school so that they can assess the situation quickly.
Do you feel programs set by schools are equipped to handle the harassment caused by bullying?
Yeah, I think they do. I mean, it's the teacher's job to be in the best interest of the child. But those problems are meant to help the child go back to their, regular self, like be interested in academics, like not to worry about having someone picking on them and bullying them. The teachers always going to have their interest in the child. So yes, those programs are really going to do their job and help that child get better.
Bullying has affected thousands of children across America. Many have failed out of school, and others even thought of harming themselves. Can you briefly tell us your experience?
For me, I've been bullied through my activities. Color guard, people were talking behind my back, and I just felt unwanted sometimes in there. And it, at one point, made me almost want to quit color guard. But I came back, and I was accepted the next year, which was better. But I still had the experience of people talking behind my back, saying I wasn't good enough, saying that I was horrible. Why did Michael even put me on certain things? And yeah, so that was my experience.
How has this experience changed your life in the long run?
It just showed me that I just need to like stop thinking about what other people will think about me, and that I can show them that I am worth it. That if I push hard enough and show that I am good at this and that I'm not horrible and can't do this stuff, that I showed them I'm better.
So, what advice would you give someone out there undergoing like experiences like you had?
I would tell them that don't worry about what other people say about you. It may hurt you at the moment, but if you like really think about what you like and how well you do it, that you really are good at it. You really are like you're not worthless. You're worth it.
So, bullying has affected thousands of school children across America. Many have failed out of school, and others even thought of harming themselves. Can you briefly tell us your experience?
Well, I'd love to, but it would make me too upset. But I will tell you this. I have had plenty of experiences. Like this one time, I was in my truck, and there was these school kids behind me that were in my class and just wanted to run amok in the back of my truck. So I decided, okay, I'm just going to beat my horn and try to get them out. And so I pretty much didn't want to make more of an issue. So what I did was I just ran over the median and decided to leave the school without any consequence. There was also another time where I was called names, bullied, that all other stuff. But people are cruel.
How has this changed your life in the long run?
Well, as any other pop song, what doesn't kill you make you stronger. But also, it's just, I just don't understand how you would ask me a question. It's like, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That's all I gotta say about that.
What would you advise someone out there undergoing like experiences like you did?
Ignore the bull, and also get off of social media whenever you can. Cyberbullying, physical harassment, sexual harassment, and also just plain old fighting is unacceptable. And I speak from experience.
So, Grace, you authored this story in the movie. Do you have any relation to it, or is this only fictional?
Yes, indeed, I am the author and the director of this movie. This movie has a special place in my heart, and it's filled with a lot of emotions, a lot of experiences I dealt with, or I had a friend to deal with that I want to share with the world in order for it to in order for the problem to get acknowledged more.
Can you please briefly discuss what inspired you to write this story?
What inspired me was my life story, in which I had not many friends, and when I first came to America at 6 years old, on the first day of school, I was bullied, and I've been bullied ever since then till like last year, and I know how it feels, and I know how teachers and adults try to get involved, but it's still never fixed, and how people are and how victims feel and don't know how to express themselves because the bullies have dehumanized you and oppressed you so much that you don't want to ever come out. I know how all of that feels, and I just want to show the world using this movie. I want to show the world about how bad bullying is and how, in fact, like the things need to be changed. And even though the school system's already there, it needs to be in it needs to be updated and improved.
I still want you to give me a little bit more about your experience as an immigrant student. Uh, and really, you didn't know much. Did you ever discuss your problem with your parents and have they been supportive?
Thank you for asking me that. My first time when I came here, it was everything was new. I didn't know about anything. I didn't know about who should talk, who should not. But my sister was there, so the first time I came in, some people started bullying me on the bus, and it became worse when I came to school. Um, they were stepped on my fingers and bullied me about everything and who I am, even which made me feel I should never express myself and I should never be who I am because who I am is not good enough. Or if it was, I would have they would not have made fun of me, you know. Um, and I would have thought, uh, I would have thought back then, why would they making fun of me? What did I ever do to them? I just showed up. I didn't do anything to them or talk to them. They just started to make fun of me. What's wrong with me that they made fun of me? And that still hurt me and haunted me for all the days. And for the fact, wow. And during that time, even in elementary to high school, the teachers barely did anything. Teachers saw what happened but didn't do anything, which hurt worse because they were supposed to be my go-to person, the person who's gonna like help me, but they never did, and I I felt really alone because I had to go through it myself. So because I don't want people to ever feel alone anymore, and I don't want people to ever feel the same way I did. I wanted to make this movie um, in order to get this problem acknowledged more than it already is, and to get the problem. And with the fact with my parents was really supportive. My parents helped me go through it and helped me overcome it because if it wasn't for God and my parents, I don't think I'd be alive today. With what if it wasn't for my parents and them being there for me, I don't think I would ever graduated any of those grades, and I would have become really depressed and really out of myself and never wanted to do anything. But because of their help, I was able to become better. I was able to get out of my shell, make some friends. Even um, most of my friends are the people who are bullied as well. So we have similar experience, and we know how it feels like. So we made a bond out of that, and my parents encouraged that. So without my parents, I would not be where I am today.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing your experience. And I believe that this will be of a help to somebody, and somebody will learn that it's still possible to get through bullying and be in school. I want to ask you a final question.
Okay.
The question I want to ask you right now is, you're still in school, Grace, and you're graduating this year. Bravo! I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
But you're talking about an experience of more than 10 years. Can you tell us your experience briefly? What has made you still show up in school every day?
gotta tell her it's not easy. Some days I just wanted to quit. I wanted to quit school. I wanted to quit my family. I wanted to be all alone. I didn't want to be with anyone. Sometimes I just didn't want life itself anymore. And sometimes I did not want anything to do with anything anymore. But what helped me was some teachers who actually really cared about me, and which encouraged me to be better and encouraged me to come out of my shell. What also helped me is I love to write, and because I started to write, I was able to express my feelings more. I was able to express myself and talk more through my writing and my poems, which is usually about bullying, and which got me to let all the anger and let all the sad stuff come out, and that really helped me not focus on the sad parts anymore. It helped me focus on the better parts of life, and by getting it out and my friends, I was able to just look at life in a better way.
Now's the time for all good men to get together with one another. We gotta iron out our problems and iron out our quarrels and try to live as brothers. We gotta try to find peace within without stepping on one another. And to respect the women of the world. Remember, we all have mothers. We gotta make this life a better land through the world in which we live. Gotta help each man and each woman be better by the kindness that we give. I know we can make it. I know real well we can make it. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yeah, we can. Yes, we can. I know. Wait a minute now. I know we can make it work. I know we can make it if we try. Yes, we can. Wake up to man. Yes, we can. I know we can. Oh my. We've got to take care of the children of this world, for they are the strongest hope for the world, the little bitty boys and girls. Oh, you gotta make this land a better world in which we live. We gotta help each man be a better man by the kindness that we give.